Hey everyone, welcome to the Branding Teacher, the place for entrepreneurs and small business owners to learn how to brand and market their businesses. I'm Scott Burgess, and today I'm talking about why you still need a logo. So let's get into it. Lately, I've had some questions from a few people asking why people still need logos. And this just really blew my mind because I thought it was really ubiquitous across the entire world almost, that everything has logos and every brand has a certain brand identity and that logos are important. But apparently some people do wonder why there's a need for a logo. So let me get into why it's important to have a logo. First off, it grabs your attention. A logo is the first thing you notice in marketing. It's the first thing you might notice on a package or on a sign or on any sort of flyer or anything. You're always wondering, hey, who is this brand? Who is the person behind this product? And you're trying to connect the dots in your head. Say you're purchasing my favorite type of potato chip, which is kettle cooked. I think they're amazing. And I look and I see kettle cooked, I'm going to immediately see what brand they are. And I prefer Cape Cod. So if it's not Cape Cod, I'm probably not going to get it. So that all comes back to brand identity and recognizing logos and letting them grab your attention. I would probably put that bag of chips down and go find the brand I want. And I'm going to look for it based upon the logo and the name. The second thing by grabbing your attention it does is it's the first impression. A logo is the first impression you have on a brand. It's how you're going to identify them, and it might make or break whether you purchase that product or sign up for that services. You're going to judge the brand on their logo. You're going to judge it based upon the colors, the design, the wording, how it looks, everything about it, you're going to judge it on. And let me tell you, I've seen some really shitty logos out there. I'm sure we all have. We've all seen logos that look like they were built in paint by like a 4-year-old. And by the way, I've seen logos come out of design firms that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, which I'm so against that. Logos should not cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So agencies who charge that, shame on you for putting a bad name on branding and marketing and really taking away from people who truly have passion behind this. Logos should not cost that much. All right, now that I got that little rant out of the way, logos that come out that look shittily designed by agencies are shameful. If you were to go to Google and search for ugly design logos, you're gonna have page after page after page of blogs and articles going over the worst design logos, and some of them cost a pretty penny from some big marketing agencies. Just remember that your logo is going to be judged right away by not only your competitors, the industry, but also your customers. So you want to get it right and make sure that it visually looks great and is rememberable and that people are going to connect with it and like the logo. Think about all the times that logos have been changed. You're used to a certain logo for so long and then it gets redesigned and there's major pushback from the market, major pushback from the customers on social media saying, hey, this logo is ugly. Why would you change it? I love that old logo. You're ruining my childhood by taking away my memories with the logo. You would be surprised at how many people get attached to things such as logos. People get attached to brands. People think brands are people sometimes, and they're not. They're brands of companies. They're businesses. So you have to remember this as you're going through and designing your logo. Piggyback off that whole first impression and people really connecting with brands, your logo is your brand's identity. Think of all the logos you know right off the bat. You see a black apple, Apple. A check mark, Nike. You see the circle with the red and white and blue, you're thinking Pepsi. So your brains are conditioned to remember things over time. The more you see a logo, the more you remember it and be able to recognize it. You would be surprised how many times, if I were to go through here and just put logo after logo after logo after logo on the screen, you can probably recognize every single one of them. And that's just because that's what we are fed. That is what marketing and branding is supposed to do. It's supposed to ingrain it into you. Remember that in marketing, there's a certain number of touch points in emails or phone calls or advertising before you might actually convert into a real customer. And the same goes for branding. The more you see a logo, the more you see it out there in the public, the more likely you are to recognize it and the more likely your brain is to skew that way. So when you're in the store and you're debating between this brand or this brand, you will probably go with the one you're most familiar with. Yes, pricing is part of it. So sometimes people might go with the generic store-bought brand instead. But a lot of times, for those of us who are brand whores, we are going to select the brand that we are most familiar with and the brand that we trust the most. And that all comes down to brand identity and the logo. Going on from brand identity, the next part is your logo separates you from your competitors. Think of all the different soda brands: Coke, Pepsi, Fanta, Dr. Pepper, they all have their own logos and they all set them apart. They all have their own branding. You don't see sodas with the same colors, with the same name, with the same style logo. The whole point of the logo is to set you apart from your competition and make people want to buy you. Yes, there's the whole marketing aspect of it, but it comes down to packaging and logos. So when you're in the store and you are trying to figure out which soda you want, you're gonna go with your preference usually for your taste buds, but you might also go based upon the branding and the look and feel of it. The thing I just wanna get across here is that logos separate you from your competitors. That's why you see such a wide array of design styles and design choices across the different brands, especially in the soda market, because they are trying to draw your eye in. They are trying to make something memorable for you that you will connect with. So hardcore Dr. Pepper fans are gonna always get Dr. Pepper. Hardcore Coke fans are gonna always get Coke. The next reason you need to have a logo is it can actually convey what your business does. And this is where in my online course, Do-It-Yourself Branding for Entrepreneurs, I'm gonna drop the link down below, special coupon code down there as well for you guys, that you will actually see there's two different choices you can make with logo design. You can go with something that relates to what you do, or you can go with something that is totally obscure and unique and doesn't relate to what you do, but it draws your attention to it. So when I was designing the logo for the branding teacher, I went with an apple because an apple signifies teaching. It's related to teaching. You always see and hear in the movies someone bring an apple to their teacher, and that's why I chose the apple. So it makes sense to put the branding teacher along with that because I'm doing some sort of education about branding. Other thing you could have done is I could have done something totally obscure. I could have made some really cool abstract design and said the branding teacher on there. But it all comes down to conveying your message. So not every single logo is going to do this. So it all comes down to choices as to which route you go with that. It doesn't matter if your logo doesn't convey a message, but a lot of logos will. Even if you look at the FedEx logo, in the FedEx logo, there's an arrow, which means getting from place to B. Same with Amazon. It looks like a smiley face, but it's an arrow. So just keep that in mind as you're going through the logo process. And the final reason that you need to have a logo is everyone expects a logo. It makes you seem more professional. If you don't have a logo, you immediately lose trust with people in your brand. They're gonna think you're some small little scam that's not a real brand. Everyone comes to expect a logo. And yes, mom and pop businesses and small businesses can get away with it a lot of times, especially in local markets, but brand identity is important, and getting that brand trust from people and getting people to recognize your brand is so much more valuable and important because as you're growing and as more and more customers are coming on board, your business can spread through word of mouth. And the first thing people are gonna do is go Google your business or go to social media. So people are gonna do their own research on your business, and if you look like you don't have your shit together, if you don't have your logo, if you don't have some sort of brand identity, people are gonna immediately automatically judge you on that and knock you down in the trust level. So the more professional you look, the more branding you have, the better your business is gonna be. The more people are gonna trust you. And those are the reasons you need a logo. So if anyone ever tells you, hey, you don't need a logo, slap them in the face. They are wrong. You need a logo. It's still important, and it's always going to be important. So thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to like the video and comment down below and subscribe to really help me grow this channel. And I'll see you guys next week.